Coming up tonight on 18 Eyewitness News.
Governor Nixon will visit the parkland tomorrow afternoon. Also, a Marble Hill man is facing animal abuse charges in connection with a pit bull that appeared tortured. Plus, Missouri Republicans make their preference for a presidential candidate known. All of these stories, and is a taste of winter on the horizon.
News, sports, weather. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins. Tonight's top story, Missouri Governor Jay Nixon will be in Fredericktown to speak about the Partnership for Hope waiver at the Madison Council on the Developmentally Disabled. Now, that's going to be Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Executive Director of the Madison County Council, Clyde Clifton, explains the Partnership for Hope waiver.
The program is designed to take individuals who are on the wait list for services. There are individuals who are developmentally disabled. They've been approved for services that are Medicaid waiver, and they've been put on the wait list because of the funding limitation.
The Partnership for Hope waiver is designed to expand services to the developmental disabled in Missouri. Now, the funding for services is an agreement between Madison County, the state of Missouri, and a federal program. The council is located at 610 South Chamber Drive, and the event is open to the public. Well, now Dustin Kopp is here on 18 Eyewitness News, and a look at our first forecast.
Well, Fred Curley, right now temperatures are in the 40s, 42 up in St. Louis, 43 right now in Farmington, 44 in Fredericktown, 46 right now in Piedmont, 47 in Poplar Bluff. Things are going to be changing overnight tonight as we look into our evening planner. By 7 p.m., we're going to continue to see the rainfall at 41 degrees. Then things are going to start cooling down. We're going to continue to see that rainfall with 38 degrees, and then by midnight, that change over to a light wintry mix with a temperature of 36, with a north wind at 5 to 10. Now, tomorrow morning at the bus stop, the wintry mix is still possible. We'll see that temperature around 33 degrees. Things could get slick tomorrow. I'll give you all the details on some wintry weather that's going to be moving in. All those details later on in weather.
A Marble Hill man is charged with animal abuse in connection with the killing of a pit bull, while another has admitted to trying to burn the body to hide the dog's death from its owner. Now, according to the probable cause statement, 24-year-old Levi Snyder allegedly shot the dog, and 28-year-old Travis Reed is charged with littering for having improperly disposed of the carcass. The Bollinger County Sheriff's Department found the carcass October 24th. It was first reported that the dog had been dragged and burned alive. Now, during the investigation, deputies learned that Snyder told Reed he shot and killed the dog because its barking had ruined his deer hunting. Reed burned the carcass when the dog's owner threatened to kill anyone who had harmed the dog. Snyder later told authorities that the dog charged him and that he shot it through the shoulder. Snyder said the dog died instantly. The investigation confirmed that the dog was dead before it had been burned or dragged to the location where it was eventually found. 200 years ago, one of the largest earthquakes east of the Rockies, centered in New Madrid, shook the central United States. That event was commemorated this morning with the Great U.S. Central Shakeout, a 9-state earthquake drill. Almost 440,000 Missouri residents registered to participate in the drill. At 10:15 this morning, people took part in the drill by dropping to the ground, taking cover under a sturdy desk or table, and holding on until the 60-second drill concluded. Steve Bessemer of the Missouri Emergency Management Agency says even if you didn't participate in this morning's drill, you should still do one on your own. And when you're under that sturdy table or desk, look at your surroundings.
While you're down on the ground, kind of take a look around if you can and kind of see, do I have a bookcase by doorway that has a bunch of heavy stuff at the top of it that is likely to tip over if I was really in an earthquake now? So once I get up, maybe I should take some steps to move that bookcase over, take that heavy stuff down, or bolt that bookcase to the wall so it will stay in place, so that in the event of something like that, I can get out of the room once the shaking stops.
Bessemer says it's important to practice what to do in case of an earthquake because there is typically no warning when an earthquake might strike. When we come back, Republicans go to the polls to show their preference for a presidential candidate. That story is coming up on 18 Eyewitness News. The Missouri presidential primary winner won't receive any delegates from the Show Me State, and that's resulting in low voter turnout. As our cameras traveled around the 18 Eyewitness News viewing area, most of the polling places were very, very quiet. Today's results won't help any candidate's delegate count because of a new rule imposed by the Republican National Committee. National Party rules dictate that only Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Nevada can hold presidential nominating contests before March the 6th. States that violate that rule could lose half of their delegates to the National Convention. So Missouri Republicans will hold caucuses on March 17th to determine which candidate will win the state's delegates. The Bismarck Fire Protection District will be holding an auction this Saturday. District Board President Betty Jelnick says they are still accepting donations of items for the auction.
Anything that is in good enough shape that would sell at an auction. I don't really need any clothes because, that gets kind of overwhelming sometimes, but any other type of merchandise, we certainly won't frown on it.
The auction will be held at the West Side Inn on Veterans Drive in Bismarck. Now, Jelnick says they will start serving the barbecue at 11 o'clock Saturday morning, with the auction starting at 1 p.m. In a related note, Friday's hearing on the temporary restraining order has been postponed until after the April 3rd election, when voters will decide on a tax levy to fund the Fire Protection District. When we come back, most agree it's the most important meal of the day, but many of us skip it anyway. Don Arnold tells us why it's time to break bad breakfast habits. That's next in today's Your Health segment. But Dustin Kopp is making sure that our last-minute check of Storm Tracker 18 weather is right on the money. Always is with Dustin Kopp, coming up next here on 18 Eyewitness News.
And welcome back. As we head in the evening hours, we're going to continue to see that rainfall and then a change over to a light wintry mix throughout the late night hours, maybe even some snowfall by tomorrow morning. And then sun returns by tomorrow afternoon, and then we're cooling down by the weekend. Currently here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are in the 40s, 42 right now in St. Louis, 43 here in Farmington, 44 right now in Fredericktown, 47 in Marble Hill, 46 in Piedmont and Ellington. Factor in the wind, we do have a little bit of a wind chill, 38 right now in St. Louis, 36 over in Rolla, 44 right now in Ironton, one of the warmer spots, 41 right now in Fredericktown, 46 in Piedmont, and 47 in Poplar Bluff. Currently here at the station, we have a temperature of 43 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. We do have some rain out there right now. It feels like 40 degrees right now because of that north-northwest wind at 5 miles per hour, current dew point at 40, and our current humidity right now at 30%. As we head into Wednesday, that wintry mix that we're going to see tonight is going to be moved out, and then we're going to see some sunshine for your day on Wednesday. It's going to be looking pretty nice. The temperature is going to be a little chillier, but other than that, we're going to see some sunshine. So your forecast lows this evening, we'll see 30s for your overnight lows, 32 in Ironton, Piedmont, and as well as in Ellington and Van Buren, Poplar Bluff, low of 35, 33 in Marble Hill, and 34 in Cape Girardeau. So your forecast tonight, low of 32 degrees with showers early, then turning over to a wintry mix. North wind 5 to 10. Tomorrow, we may see some snow early in the morning and then clearing out by the afternoon hours. Partly sunny skies with a high of 42. North-northwest wind at 5 to 10. As we head in the next several days, Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 45, low of 31. 47 on your Friday with a mostly sunny sky. And then on Saturday, here comes another cool down with temperatures in the 30s, 37, and partly sunny skies. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 38. 40 for your high on Monday with mostly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy skies continue through your Tuesday with a high of 46. That is a check of your Storm Tracker weather forecast. Fred, back to you.
Thanks, Dustin. And now Don Arnold is here with tonight's Your Health. Don?
If your child doesn't take time to eat breakfast in the morning, you may start seeing the effects as the school year goes on. Experts say skipping breakfast or making poor choices can not only pack on the pounds, but negatively impact grades. But it doesn't have to be that way. With some simple steps to make mornings healthier, here's Clark Powell.
Mornings can be manic for Stephanie Goldberg and her daughter Olivia. For them, getting out the door can take priority over getting a good breakfast.
We usually grab a pastry, a muffin, or a piece of fruit, and whatever we can get in and get out with quickly.
But studies show walking out the door with little or no nutrition can not only lead to weight gain, it can impair concentration, affecting everything from your child's BMI to their GPA.
Your blood sugar is mainly used to fire the brain, so if you're trying to get the brain to work full tilt, you really want to be sure that the kid's well nourished.
Which can be easier said than done, but experts say it doesn't have to be that way.
I think you need to think outside of the box. Breakfast can be fast if you work ahead of time and you plan ahead.
Karen Bakes is a dietitian with the American Dairy Association who has 3 easy tips to keep kids fit. First, fuel them up with complex carbs like fruit and whole grains and good proteins,
such as peanut butter, egg, cheese, yogurt, glass of milk will all get you a great protein source that will help you feel fuller longer and stick with you until lunchtime.
Next, invent ways to make breakfast fun. Challenge your kids to help come up with things like the banana dog.
Take a whole wheat bun, like a hot dog bun, put some peanut butter on it, put a banana down the middle, pair it with a glass of chocolate milk or white milk, and you have 4 out of the 5 food groups.
Finally, take time to eat breakfast at home or at school. Many schools offer breakfast and some even deliver it to kids in class, which boosts attendance and test performance. And check to see if your school is part of the Fuel Up to Play 60 program from the NFL and the National Dairy Council. It not only encourages a healthy breakfast, but daily exercise as well. In Columbus, Ohio, this is Clark Powell reporting.
To eat dairy, eat.
For more healthy breakfast ideas and recipes, you can go to drinkmilk.com. You can also learn how to fuel up. The Play 60 program can help your school offer and expand their breakfast options.
Coming up in today's Your Life segment, your credit score is very important, and Money reporter Stacy Johnson is here to show you for free. That's just ahead on Money Talks News.
And coming up in sports, local teams kicked off their conference basketball tournaments. Mizzou outlasts Oklahoma to claim sole possession of first place in the Big 12, and the Cardinals add some infield depth. These stories and more coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
This is 18 Eyewitness News, Sports.
The MAAA Conference Tournament continued last night with quarterfinal action. First of all, on the boys bracket, the Farmington Knights, the number 1 seed of the tournament, downed 8th-seeded Valley Catholic 71-27. And the other quarterfinal game played last night, 4-seed Central defeated 5-seed Bismarck 56-45. So Farmington and Central will meet in the first semifinal Friday night at 7 o'clock. The other 2 quarterfinal games will be played tonight as 3-seed North County battles 6-seed St. Genevieve at 7 o'clock, and Fredericktown, the 2-seed, will play West County, the 7-seed, at 8:30. The winners of those 2 games will meet in the second semifinal Friday night at 8:30. In the quarterfinals on the girls' side, number 1 seed West County survived a scare from 9-seed Bismarck 58-56. And in another close game, number 4 seed Central got by 5-seed St. Genevieve 44-41. So West County and Central will meet in the first semifinal Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Less than 48 hours after its exhilarating and exhausting victory over Kansas, number 4 Mizzou averted a hangover loss to Oklahoma, holding on to win 71-68 when OU's Stephen Pledger missed an open 3-pointer off the front and back of the rim at the buzzer. Mizzou's Ricardo Ratliff and Kim English helped scrape up the heart-sick Pledger from the Lloyd Noble Arena floor after the miss, enabled Mizzou to momentarily take sole possession of first place in the Big 12 at 9-2 in conference play, a half game ahead of Kansas and Baylor. The Tigers improved to 22-2 overall and face Baylor in Columbia coming up this Saturday, 3 days after the Bears and the Jayhawks meet in Waco, Texas. The Blues will try to rebound from Saturday's 3-1 loss at Nashville when they travel to Ottawa tonight to take on the Senators. St. Louis wants to improve their record of 8-11-3 away from home. The club needs some offense desperately after netting 2 goals or fewer in regulation for the 8th time in its last 9 games.
Former Senator Brian Elliott is expected to be in net tonight for the Notes. And looking for a veteran who could satisfy their need for depth and their hope to add seasoning to the bench, the Cardinals have signed utility infielder Alex Cora to a minor league deal that includes an invitation to spring training. The 36-year-old Cora had considered retiring to start a career in coaching, and Cardinals general manager John Mozeliak said that was part of Cora's attraction to the club. In 91 games for Washington last season, Cora hit .224 with a .287 on-base percentage. And that's a look at sports. We'll be back with tonight's Your Life segment right after this on 18 Eyewitness News.
I'm Stacy Johnson. Your credit score is super important, but it costs you money to see it. Well, I'll show you how to get it free. Just ahead on Money Talks News.
Your credit score, a 3-digit number that determines whether you can get a loan, and if so, how much interest you'll pay. But although these scores are important, you still can't see them without paying. However, that may be changing. Here's Money reporter Stacy Johnson.
There are few things in your financial life more important than your credit score. It's important when you borrow. It can also influence your insurance rates, even your ability to rent an apartment or get a job. That's why it's so unfair that we're supposed to pay to see it.
In fact, Fair Isaac, creator of the most popular credit scoring model, just raised their prices by 25%.
Now it costs about $20 to check it from each of the big 3 credit bureaus, but it's also possible to get it free. Thanks to the financial reform law, more lenders will be supplying free scores this year. This summer, if you apply for a loan and are turned down or don't get the best available rate, you'll get a free copy of your credit score. This applies to landlords and utility companies too.
In fact, some lenders are already sending out free scores to all loan applicants. But hey, that doesn't do you a lot of good when you want to look at your credit scores before you apply for a loan, not after. So here's how to get it free.
There's a page of the MyFICO website where you can get a free score by enrolling in a 10-day trial membership in ScoreWatch. It's one of those $15 a month monitoring services.
Now you get your free score by signing up for a free trial. As long as you cancel within 10 days, you're not going to get charged. And I actually did do this myself. It does work. You can cancel it. No worries.
There are also websites that will help you estimate your score for free and others that offer scores with no hassle, but these aren't FICO scores. Bottom line, your credit score is important. The price for seeing it just went up, but you can get the job done for free. More information and links right here at moneytalksnews.com. I'm Stacy Johnson.
To get more valuable information and links at Stacy's website, go to moneytalksnews.com. The question is, do we get the snow shovels out? What are we looking for in the weather coming up?
I don't think we're going to need a lot of snow shoveling power out there, but I think we may see just a little bit of snow. We'll see that wintry mix tonight, and then maybe a little bit of snow tomorrow morning, but then we'll be clearing out to partly sunny skies tomorrow afternoon.
I just think our winter is just about over with, don't you? I mean, come on.
It's coming close. We still have a few more weeks to go, so don't be too early.
What's the average temperature this time of year?
The average temperature is about 44 degrees, 43, 44. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to reach about 42 for the highs. So
about normal.
Yeah, about normal.
If we can just hold on about 4 more weeks, springtime will be here.
But just to let you know, we do have cooler weather moving in by the weekend.
You didn't have to say that.
I'm sorry.
That's what a weatherman does. You know, brings you up,
sorry.
Brings you down. But the weather is what it is.
Yep.
That does it for our newscast. Thank you for being with us. We will see you tomorrow night at 6 o'clock with more here on 18 Eyewitness News. Until then, have a blessed evening, everybody. God bless you and your family, and good night.
Have a good night, everybody. Newswatch is next.